can you adjust timings at a lower speed to reach the same low latency? To a point, yes, but the easy answer is no, because the memory speed is tied to the memory controller frequency. So yes and no, because if you're running 7600, that's 3800 IMC. If you're running 8000, that's 4000 IMC. So in order to make up that 200 megahertz difference on the IMC, it's accessing the fucking memory controller faster, right? You would have to crank the timings down. I don't think you probably could. This would be the threshold, like a 200 megahertz max threshold. So the way you can kind of get around that is, like, do you know how the 24 gig sticks have dog shit sub timings? The way you can get around that is by running those bitches at 8400, which means you're running your memory controller at 4200, which brings the latency down to like regular ADI, which is fucking hard to run, right? So it's like 8000 on ADI equals like 8400 on maybe even 8600, because the timings are such dog shit, right? 8600 on MDI. I haven't tested it. I don't have a chip that does 8600. MDI being 24 gigabyte. But then the memory controller would actually be at 4300, which would make up that timing difference of the MDI dog shitness. Does that make sense? So you can to a point, but the easy answer is no. You want to try and get your frequency as high as possible first, then you worry about timings second. But if you have a motherboard that can't do it, then you have no choice anyway. Then you go down to, so if you have like if you're stuck on a 4-dim Hero that only does like 7200, well, okay, now your best answer is to get dual rank and lowest timings. So for example, what I was talking about earlier on in the stream with this 14900K that I have, so this 14900K only does 7600 C34. That's where it maxes out. So I'm gonna put this CPU on a motherboard where the motherboard maxes out at 7600. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 64 gigabyte sticks, ADI, dual rank, and I'm gonna try like 7200 C30. Like, I'm gonna really crank that bitch down and hope for the best. And then hopefully the dual rank kind of makes up for it as well, right? You kind of have to play around with your platform to find what the optimal sweet spot is. But if you have like a Apex or a Lightning or a 2-dim or a Tachyon, yeah, frequency first based on the capacity that you need, which would usually be 8000. 8000 on 16 gigabyte ADI is going to be your max FPS sweet spot. Always. 8000 on MDI 24 gigabit isn't as fast. But then again, what's the goal, right? So there you go. That's the long answer of that shit.